Husband in love with an online scammer who he believes is going to marry him. My husband and I are newlyweds. Both 21. We are from Ukraine, where it's pretty common to marry at ages 18–21. We married only in January. In March my husband said he wants to take a break from living together because he is depressed and wants some alone time. He said that we will both not date other people and that it would be absolutely disrespectful and wrong if we see other people because he just needs time to feel better. I told him I agree and that if anything changes and he decides to date others, immediately let me know so we can divorce because I'm not okay with extramarital stuff. He said yes, he would let me know, but he's not interested. Well, I just found out that he started the break on March 28 and registered for a dating site the same day. On April 1 already a girl messaged him and they've been talking every day and are in a relationship. I even asked him 2 weeks ago that if you have a girlfriend I won't be mad, but tell me the truth so we can divorce. Because he stopped texting or answering the phone, but he lied. I only found out yesterday because he said we need to divorce immediately because he's marrying someone else. But I think she's not who she says she is. He says that she told him she's 18, working in Poland but Ukrainian, and will come to Ukraine to be with him and they will marry and be together forever because she is perfect and he would never hurt her. Why would someone in Poland look for someone in Ukraine without even being here physically? Why would she go into a war zone? The biggest thing is he has never heard her voice, and she won't send a picture or talk on video call with him. I am pretty sure it's a 47-year-old Ukrainian man living in a basement. What hurts is he asked for a break on March 28 and replaced me immediately like it was nothing. He calls her the exact same nickname he called me, from all the nicknames he could have chosen. And he writes her the exact same words that he wrote me when I met him on online dating. He showed the messages he sent her. He lied since April and only now told me. It's like I'm completely replaceable. His behavior is a reflection on his character, not on your worth. You are valuable and important whether he sees it or not. Let him go. There's a better future ahead for you. 2 hearts. Divorce him and let him meet his new fiancée. He's in for a treat. Seriously though, even comes crawling back to you. Don't let him, as he'll just do it again. He has never spoken in the phone to her, video chatted, or seen a picture. How does he know who he is talking to? Has he sent her money? He sounds like an idiot. I'm very sorry you're going through this. You're very young. You'll be okay, and this will be a blessing in disguise because now you'll be free to go meet someone who will appreciate you. Why do you care? Divorce his ass and let him get scammed. He didn't even bother to say he was seeing someone else. He doesn't respect you at all. I'm so sorry. I would go get that 3-month marriage annulled instead of divorced. He wasted no time in searching for other women. If he has fallen for a scam, doesn't matter when it comes to your health and value as a person. I'm sorry that happened to you. Please don't convince him he's talking to a scammer. Let him fuck up on his own. I'd think a 21-year-old would know better than to fall for catfishing in 2022. My girlfriend, 28F, broke with me, 27M, after 5 years but still want to live and sleep with me. We had a conversion yesterday and she told me about her feeling. She doesn't love me anymore. No particular reason, it's gone. It can't come back. Nothing to do, it's the end. I was prepared since 2 weeks because she was very distant, so I handle it very well, to be honest, far better I expected. I was very sad, but relieved that this nightmare was over, to no longer live with doubt and questioning, that she had found the strength to tell me things and imagine that it soothed her heart too. But well, things cannot be so simple. She tell me she still want to live with me, she want to be my friend. I said to myself, she's trying to reassure me that I'm not going to find myself alone overnight. I didn't want us to continue living together by default or out of pity or to avoid loneliness. So I asked her directly, do you prefer to live alone or with me? She said with me. I asked another question. Do you want to live with Luna, her best friend, or with me? She said with me. I found that weird, but it was only the beginning. I wanted to sleep in the living room, and she doesn't accept it. She come multiple times to speak with me during the night, and finish by sleep with me because she doesn't want to sleep without me. And this morning she can't stop to be tactile with me, and started to cry, and told me she doesn't understand what is happening in her head because she doesn't feel the same thing as yesterday. She asked me, "You're not going to leave, are you?" I said no, but, well, maybe yes, I should. It looked like she is regretting very fast. But I don't want to have hope for nothing. I don't know how to behave. It looked like she realized what she did and what she lost. But what is the value of this electric shock? Is it temporary? She says her brain sends her lots of images of what she likes about me and really doesn't understand what's going on. I told her I was really surprised by her reaction. I thought she would be relieved and start to get back to normal. But I have in front of me someone who wants to continue to live, sleep and have affection with me. That for me it is the very definition of love. That if it's a lack of sexual desire or something else it can be worked on. I added that it was my definition and that perhaps we did not have the same one. She said, "Yet I agree with what you say." She continued to cry and show regrets. I told her that I understood, that I've known this feeling before, of realizing the importance of things when I lose them, that it didn't matter, that she had to take the time to reflect and put her mind and ideas in order. I don't know what else to do. I just want her to be okay and know what she wants. I love her so much. But I don't want to be abused either. I'm too nice and in the end it's always me who suffers the most. Shouldn't be living together if y'all are gonna be broken up, for a whole bunch of really obvious reasons. Given the heightened emotions, y'all should prob have a cooling off period for a while before attempting friendship as well. So, she broke up with you. But, she still wants everything to be the same. She just doesn't want to be in a relationship with you. What about being in a relationship with you does she find so negative that she wants to end it? Question. Is she contributing to the finances? Paying her half of the rent and groceries and bills? Because if not, maybe this is why she wants to continue living with you, but still have other options. Either way, it sounds like perhaps some distance is required. I'd recommend asking her to go to her friends or family's house for some time so she and you can process your feelings and see how you feel about everything. It sounds like you need to step away from the relationship. Even if it's for a short while. It's good to have a break. Book a couple of nights at a hotel or go stay with someone. No dude, just no. She wants to use you. Tell her she needs to move out. You deserve better than that. She wants the comfort of home. A nice place to live instead of living in a worse place in her own and still be able to fuck other dudes. She's downgraded you to ATM. She's using you. Tell her she needs to leave. My wife wants to visit her ex. Recently, my wife, F62, of 30+ years reconnected with her ex, whom she hadn't seen in more than 4 decades. He's a widower and lives several states away. They talk via phone or FaceTime 1-2 times a week, often for an hour or more. She's been open about her contact with him. Their conversations are about food, TV and general topics, the kind of things any two friends would talk about. She tells me things like, "He calms me, he's a good listener," and, "We have so much in common." She claims they have become good friends, and that it makes her happy. My wife has a history of depression, and I want to encourage her to do anything that makes her feel better. So far, I see no reason to mistrust her, but their growing closeness has begun to grate at me. She suggests that she wants to visit him and go on a date to a bar he frequents. My wife doesn't drink. She went as far as to send him a 40-year-old photo of herself in a bikini, and has joked that she might want to show him my tits. He's seen them before. We have had several intense conversations about my concerns. She says she's sorry if it hurts me, but that she can't stop. She says she would go to see him only if I give it my blessing. I've told her that's not likely to happen. I should mention that my wife takes a medication known to promote compulsive behavior such as gambling or sex addiction. We have discussed the possibility that the drug is playing a role in her conduct. Full disclosure. I have had female friends with whom I've enjoyed a close friendship. There's never been any sex or real flirting involved, and the relationships have never come between my wife and me. Still, the thought of her visiting her ex makes me uncomfortable. I'm torn. I want her to be happy, and talking to this guy makes her feel better. But going to see him feels like a bad idea. So, dear Redditors, how should I proceed? TLR. Wife wants to visit her ex for a platonic weekend. Saying she wants to show him her TTS and how she wants to go on a date with him is incredibly disrespectful to you. She's not even trying to lie about her feelings or intentions. Maybe for other people you can go 4 decades. Granted, that's longer than I've been alive. And become friends again, but those two things to me just scream she wants more than friendship from this. They're not just friends. She's emotionally and romantically bonded with a stranger. She does not know this guy, she just knows how his attention makes her feel. I can't stop means she's addicted to his attention. No spouse of 30+ years can compete. She went as far as to send him a 40-year-old photo of herself in a bikini, and has joked that she might want to show him my tits. He's seen them before. This is embarrassing more than anything else, and I'd tell my wife that in the same situation. What the hell are you even doing right now? You're telling your husband you want to show your ex your tits? This is fucking embarrassing to even be part of. She says she's sorry if it hurts me, but that she can't stop. She says she would go to see him only if I give it my blessing. These two sentences are incompatible. TLR. Wife wants to visit her ex for a platonic weekend. She has already told you that she's going to take her clothes off for him. Maybe platonic means something different where I live. Your wife is openly emotionally cheating on you. She's toying with physically cheating now too. Stop using words like, I think, it's unlikely that, and, it feels like. Weak boundaries collapse when pushed. Set a strong boundary. It's not unreasonable to say no to your wife wanting to go on a date with her ex. As a matter of fact, it's not unreasonable to say fuck no to this request. It's indicative of much larger problems in your relationship. She wants you to bless what she's about to do. I'm sorry, but if that is what my wife wanted to do, I'd be telling him to FO and her to FO too if she was not to stop this behavior. Have some respect for yourself. My wife was Kia. My homophobe mother is terrorizing me even after death. Too long did not read. My wife saved me from my homophobic mother's abuse. My wife recently died at war and my mother has started emotionally abusing me again. This time weaponizing my wife's death to further torment me. She went too far and I brought up her divorce, estranged daughter, and surviving cancer. My F-19 wife, F-21, went home, Ukraine, to join the military a while before the invasion because she had a bad feeling and wanted to help defend her country. She was Kia. Mom was abusive. When I met my wife she saved me from it. Moved in with her at 17. At 18, with my mom no longer legally controlling me, we got married, and not long after that I cut my mom off for a while. Mom is Christian and homophobic. She's hated my wife since they first met because with her around I was safe and my mom could no longer harm me any other way besides legally. Visited my family for my cousin's high school graduation. The news comes on, it's about the war and everyone looks at me, my mom scoffs, I ignore it. Later she gets belligerent, yelling that not enough soldiers are dead, turns to me and tells me my wife was a war criminal who suffered the wrath of God for her doings and that she hopes it was a slow painful death. That she killed more civilians than helped and her death is just part of cleansing the earth of its evilness. That's summarized. She always goes very graphically into detail, but that's when I lost it and blacked out with anger, so of course I can't remember everything. Hasn't been long, I'm still grieving. I said some messed up stuff, bringing up her and my father's divorce, my sister being estranged, said she wouldn't even be capable of locating either country on a map or shooting a gun. Survived cancer cause maybe she is the cancer if we're gonna talk about who deserves to die. My wife died with a rifle in her hand fighting for her country while mom couldn't even be bothered to acknowledge the war or any world atrocities until it was time to mentally and emotionally torture me after my wife's death. Got up and walked out after that. Been a few days since, still don't feel sorry. Everyone except my cousin says I went too far, but I don't think I did. She's been terrible to me my entire life, and once she knew my wife died she's been worse. She sends 30+ homophobic Bible texts a day after being asked not to. And to make things worse, the day I found out the love of my life was dead, she sent me a 3-hour-long audio message of her saying my wife was evil and it's simply God's will. I was trying so hard to have a relationship with my mother, but I think this settled it. I'm very close to cutting her off permanently, but I'm considering reaching out to her and seeing if she would attend a therapy session with me first or consider talking about why she's been so bad to me first. She doesn't deserve kindness or redemption though therapy. Honestly, I feel she would decline anyway, or it would be unproductive because she would be too busy terrorizing you. Cut her off and save yourself. Save yourself for your future and your late wife. She would want you to live in peace and happiness. My condolences are with you, and I wish you strength through this. Heart. Your mom is pure evil. Leave and cut ties with her completely. First of all, I am sorry for your loss. Your wife died a hero, and it's a small consolation, but every Ukrainian and every ally appreciates her and your sacrifice. Again, I am very sorry. After reading your story, I don't think your mother deserves any redemption through therapy or through your attempts to fix a relationship. You will be absolutely justified if you cut her off completely. It sounds like she brings nothing in your life but pain, abuse, and anger. It's understandable that, as she's still your mother, you would want to try to fix the relationship. Still, it sounds like she doesn't want it, and it sounds like you're much better off without her. Take care of yourself, grieve, and don't let your mother make your loss any more painful or tormenting than it already is. Do you live with your mom? Do you live in an area that has LGBTQ+ crisis services, like a shelter hotline, mental health support or LGBTQ youth services. If you live in the PNW US, I can connect you with some. This is pretty severe emotional abuse and you are probably eligible for any youth crisis services available. They might even be able to provide you with a mentor or advocate you can talk to who is experienced with this stuff. You need to get away from your mom. Can you do some Googling or possibly contact the mods about help finding possible services in your area? Do you have like 211 or any resource hotlines? Do not contact your mom because you will not get any answers or closure from her. All you can do is protect yourself. Move out. Hell, move out to another town and don't tell her. Remove her from your emergency info and tell everyone you know not to tell her where you are. If you need move to another school, job, whatever. She doesn't love you like a mother should love a son. And if you continue trying to save this relationship, nothing will come of it because your mother doesn't see any problem with her words or actions and will continue acting this way. Grieve and move on without people putting you down. My F-19 wife, F-21, went home, Ukraine, to join the military a while before the invasion because she had a bad feeling and wanted to help defend her country. She was Kia. Another topical creative writing exercise. My mother is sending me 30 of the most stereotypical Bible thumper audio messages a day saying my dead wife was evil. Should I cut her off? Come on people.